So Trevor is a 12 times #1 best-selling author and the founder of the Epic Author Publishing. So before I say more words, Trevor, I may hand over to you and you tell us more about you and your mission.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for having me, and it's great to be here. It always sounds a little weird to hear that 12-time best-selling author piece, because for so many years I struggled to get a book done. I guess the background story on that is I failed to get a book done for over 20 years. That's not a brag, that's just sharing that I had a big challenge with it. There was always a reason why I wasn't getting it done. And then it wasn't until I found my first mentor to help me with books, and ideally I can be that mentor for you today, that I was able to get my first book done. And it helped me 10x my income in 1 year. So I thought that was pretty transformative for me. And now that's what I help other people do. And it's just kind of exciting that I can now have that moniker, that I've published that many books, and that I get the honor to help people like you maybe do the same. Oh, am I going to take it over? I forgot I'm doing a presentation now. I'm not just having a dialogue. So let me do this. So I have a great presentation planned for you. Let me do this before I begin. I'd like to just get a hands up. Is everybody on the line a business owner already? Raise your hand if you're a business owner. Everybody a business owner? Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Is anybody here already a published author? If so, give me a thumbs up. I like thumbs up. I think thumbs up. We got a couple published authors, great. I'd say half of our clients are published authors. We have a subject matter today, though, and it's not just about books, but that's going to be a big part of it. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Thank you. And let me play slideshow. Okay, so the subject for today, where's my pointer, is personal branding and positioning. And I've got a little secret for you, is that it has nothing to do with you. In doing research for this presentation today, I looked at a lot of, you can Google personal branding and whatnot. There's a lot of people that talk about this, but the focus here is that it's not about you. I want to give you today what the holy grail is for what I believe your personal brand, the best personal brand, because it's about finding your voice that connects with and matters to your audience. Your personal brand is really about who you help and that mission or movement behind it. So the lead into this, like, what's my mission, is to find amazing people that I can help share their voice with the people that they're trying to help. This isn't on my slide deck right now, but if you can see my face right now. Can you guys see my face while you can see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. I like to go ahead and think of, we're all in the same business. We're in the love business. I'm going to challenge all of you that what you're looking for are the perfect people that you love, the people you love. Like, let's say for me, that's my wife, but it's for you, it's also your customer, right? Who is your perfect customer? The one that you love more than anything, that you really want to help them serve. And then your job and your personal brand is to discover how you can use your voice to connect with and find out what matters to them most, what they love, and check out what's in between. You are the bridge in between. And so this is going to be a conversation today about discovering that voice and how you can go ahead and get in front of them. I think you're going to love this, because I said this was the holy grail of your personal brand, because I'm going to also help you take your ideas and move them into what impacts people. You can see this heart will show up here, that I believe in this love thing. And then this is the income is going to come as well. And I believe this is something that you can use today. So I want to share with you things that you can implement today before we even get off of this training. And even better, I want to help position you as the authority so that you stand out from the competition. I've got a little embarrassing story to tell you, and it started in a Target shopping mall, like in the parking lot. I got in an argument with my wife because one day I told her that I had this vision to do something that I thought was pretty cool. And what it did is it scared the hell out of my wife. I actually met a publisher, like we're meeting right now, and he was helping me. He got me excited about publishing my new book. And also, thank you for the nice, smart logo there, Anton. I just saw your chat there. I was also excited because I wanted to go ahead and help my wife publish a book, my daughter publish a book. I think she was 6 or 7 at the time. I wanted to go ahead and help every client that I had publish books. And this was my big dream. My wife calls me a delusional Dan. My name is Trevor, but she calls me a delusional Dan because I believe I can, if I wanted to build a hotel on the moon, I could. And what she did is we got in an argument and a fight in the car, and I wasn't feeling supported, and we got in an argument, and she went in the store and I stayed in the parking lot fuming. And the embarrassing part here is that it wasn't me showing my best colors. My wife was, but I was upset that my wife wasn't supporting me. But what happened is when I was talking about my vision, it scared her about all of the things that had also scared me. It scared me of like why I hadn't gotten my book done in such a long time. Like I didn't, like, who am I? This is a very hard thing to do. I have other things that are more important right now. And when I told my wife that this was my plan of what I wanted to do for me and her and us and all my clients, I forgot. I bypassed all those fears because I had already like drank the Kool-Aid. And so years later, actually not that, within the year, my wife and I had published our first book, and this was one of the first times in my life I was ever right with my wife. I think it's happened like 3 times, but this was one of the first times I ever got it. I'm right, because my wife was able to publish her book and have some phenomenal success as well. Now, I'm going to go back to, this is maybe not the worst day of my life, but it's close. It's when I was homeless. I filed a $2.2 million bankruptcy. And this was the day I gave away my dog, Mojo. My little daughter was sitting on my lap at that time. And this was some of the fear that I had about who's ever going to listen to me ever again? Because building back my life from a bankruptcy was feeling like I was starting over from nothing. In fact, it was a lot less than nothing. And looking in the mirror was a hard thing for me to just even be proud of the man that I saw there. So I understand when it comes to the fears of what you're going to say into the marketplace to try to go ahead and get their attention. And I'll tell you a little bit about me. There's nothing special about me. I filed the bankruptcy that I just told you. I 10x my business with what I'm about to share with you today. I'm now a 12-time best-selling author, and I've helped my clients, with people like you, go from obscurity to Oprah. And I've worked with thousands of people. I now have a family of 3 kids, and let's get into it. What does this talk about? This is about turning on your client generation machine. And ideally, you can start this today on this call, and I'm going to share with you some strategies that I give away in a new book that I have coming out called Instant Authority, so you never have to chase clients again. And honestly, give me a thumbs up if you would like that. If you'd like to have a personal brand that's so powerful and your positioning in the marketplace is that you never have to chase clients again, give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I can see only 3 or 4 of you at the same time doing that, but thank you for that. Now, our company name is Epic Author. We have I believe, the greatest publishing in the world, company in the world, and here's why. I'm going to share with you an instant authority method, and I'm going to give you one of the first secrets into what you can implement right now. We're not going to wait till later in the presentation. I want to give you this. My mission is to help you publish your book. I want to publish your book. Now, here's the piece. You don't have to write it first. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to give you a book publishing deal, and I'm going to give you marching orders today. And everybody, since you're listening to me right now, or you're listening to this on recording, and you're participating and giving me a thumbs up, I want to publish your book. I'm a professional publisher, and I want to publish your book. Regardless of whether or not you do that and you work with me or whatnot, this is something that you can tell and share with the marketplace. This is an instant authority method that you can use. And we're not like any other publisher on the planet. Here's the piece. I think you have many books inside of you. The question for you is, what's the right book right now? And when I mentioned that this is a presentation about your personal brand and positioning, this is about you finding out what the right voice that you have that connects with the people that you want to help. And the measure here are clients. You can get compliments, which are phenomenal, with your marketing and your branding and your social media. But I don't know about you, but clients pay the bills. Clients can buy things. When you have more clients, you can. I prefer clients to compliments. I prefer clients to criticisms. And I have a book called How to Write Book Fast. This is my gift to you. I think this is already probably in your resources or whatnot, or it's going to be, but I'll keep that at the bottom of the screen here if you guys want it. I'll also give you a free training that is going to be phenomenal. It's actually a training I charged for, but it's one that's a gift to you to get more out of this. And I'm going to give you a gift right now that you can use and implement now, based on the fact that you just got approached by a publisher. So right now I'm going to give you a 15-word post that you can use now on this call. I'm going to give it to you. This is potentially the most popular post you're ever going to make, or at least that you've made in the last year. And this doesn't always happen. I can't promise that, but many of my clients have had that experience. Brad Akers did this back in March, and I was doing a presentation like this. And before the end of our conversation, he had posted the 15-word post that I'm about to give you. And he had one of his most engaged posts he'd ever posted. Adam McKenzie, however you say it, had over 345 people. I don't know whether you think these are big numbers or not. It's about your engagement and attention that you get online. So here are the 15 words. And please write these down. And someone on this call is going to have the courage to post this on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or something right now. I'm so excited. I just met with the publisher who wants to publish my book. Now, I did not say that you know exactly what the title is. I did not say that you didn't agree to work with me. None of that. I'm just challenging you to tell the world how excited you are that you have this thing coming. And I'm going to share with you that this is the path to clients. And I'm going to give you another strategy later in this presentation about what to do with everybody who likes and comments on that post. Now, who here is willing to do that? I'm going to stop my share because I want to see my screen. I want to see some faces here. Hold on 1 second. I got to see your faces. Is there anybody on this call willing to do that? Give me a thumbs up. Because the other option is you're a little, like I saw some head shaking. So Ludwig is like, no, I'm not doing that. So give me a thumbs up if you're a little scared about doing that right now. You're not sure about doing that right now. Come on. Who's like this? Come on. Okay. There's a few that are like, I'm not sure about this. So this is very genuine, guys. I always recommend that you communicate with total authenticity when you're connecting with your audience. Right now, all I'm suggesting that you do is say that you've been solicited. I am wanting to publish your book, Stefan. That's all you're saying. And those leads and those comments and likes and things that you get on that post are all leads. And if you choose not to do that right now, I totally get it. I'm not going to make you all do it. But this is a really phenomenal strategy that I'll give you. And by the end of this presentation, I think you're going to be like, oh man, I want to do it. Someone here is going to have a win. So go post that right now. I want to hear by the end of this call who's got some feedback. So let me see. Okay. You guys finding this valuable so far? I could say, give me something, but just give me a thumbs up. Anybody finding this valuable? Come on. Yes, thank you. I need a little clap. I need some praise. I can't hear you guys. So secret number 2, the thing is, why is this important to you? Here's the piece, is your personal brand and your positioning in the marketplace. We all have this problem, is obscurity. The problem is nobody knows who you are. And what we're trying to do with building your personal brand, and my challenge to you today, is to go out on social media with all the people who already know you, by the way. That's on LinkedIn with the people you're connected with. You can put in groups or whatnot, is to try to get them to know who you are. And there's this expert trap that sometimes people fall into. For me, I felt like a fear of fraud and a failure for a lot of times in my life when I wasn't getting this done. I put FFF there because you know what other F words I wanted to say about how I felt. But for those of you that have some level of success that are already in business, I call it this velvet cage. The business is good. You're making maybe decent money. Maybe you're working with cool people and people tell you that they like you. And maybe you've got customers that you're phenomenal with right now. And I told you that your job and your personal brand is to find your voice that connects with them. Really, that's the next level, guys. Don't fall into this expert trap of the velvet cage wherever you are right now. It's like this comfortable place to be. I would challenge you to go outside of that. Now, one of the reasons why people might say, I don't want to do a book, is that I don't have the time. I need to be focused on other things. I'm not going to read every word on here. I know for me, I wasn't sure what my book was going to be about. There are a million excuses. I'm challenging you to fast action. The faster action that you take in the marketplace by telling them that something is coming, the smarter you are. Okay, and now you can figure it out along the way. Omnipresence is the goal, where you're the state of being widespread and constantly encountered by the people that you want to connect with. That's being everywhere all the time. So the strategy that I'm going to share with you on the follow-up for this excited post, if you guys do it, and I'm so excited that I met with a publisher who wants to publish my book, that's the post, is that you're going to approach the marketplace with humility and curiosity. You're going to approach the people you know, on your friends and family and all those that comment and like and go, what the hell is your book going to be about? And instead of telling them how cool you are, you're going to ask them questions. You're going to engage with them. You're going to approach with curiosity. The goal is to discover the right book, not to write it first, but to discover what it is. As your publisher, I'm going to challenge you on today's call to interact with the marketplace, to ask them questions, to engage with them, to find out what's most important to them, to tell the world that you are a sought after author, that people want to tell your story, and that you're discovering it. Do some research, and you'll never have to chase clients again when you find that voice. So we're the only done-for-you publisher that helps you generate clients before you get your book done. I want to have you guys hear me. I didn't say go sit down and write your book. I suggested that you tell the world that you have something coming. This is without the hassles of prospecting, so that you can leapfrog into quality conversations with your perfect customer. Hopefully some of you sell things more than $1,000. I like selling things that have high tickets to them. Does anybody here sell things over $1,000? Put a comment in if you do. Come on, I need to see this. I can't see everybody. Hold on. Who here sells, or speak up so I can hear you? Who here sells over anything over $1,000 or no? Oh, I stopped my share. Have to see your faces. Okay, Carl, you do. Anybody else here have over $1,000 offer? Joseph, you do. Okay, if you don't already, I'm going to highly challenge you to do that. Rachel, maybe you just turned on your camera. Maybe you do as well. So thank you. So if you don't have a high ticket offer right now, I'm going to highly recommend you do that. In fact, this is not in the presentation, but this is about that. If we're talking about personal brand, is that all things being equal, the person that charges the most is the person that people think is the best. Like you can either be, I like to draw a road when I'm talking to people about pricing their stuff. And this is where people, if this is a road, okay, and this is big money on one side of the road. This is your higher ticket offer and things that are more expensive. This is the stuff that people think are worth more. This is the low ticket. This place is where most people put themselves. You're dead in the middle of the road. Do not price your products and services in the middle of the road. And this is a very competitive marketplace down here. When you position your products and services as being the highest or being a premium price, your position is one of the most valuable in the marketplace. And there are some people that just buy in this process, by the way. If they have 3 options and they have with 3 fees, some people just buy what they think is the best quality, which typically they associate with the price. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a nod of your head or something like that. Come on. Okay, cool. So if you don't have a high ticket offer yet, I would highly recommend that you do. And just whatever your products and services are, don't discount them, because it discounts your value. This is establishing your price. Okay. Now, the other thing about talking about having a book coming out, and I said talk about having the book coming out, not necessarily writing the book right now, is that you align yourself with, the Bible and different things. Like there have been books around for a long time. So books are one of the most powerful brand positioning pieces that we have. Help me real quickly with how much time that we have. I know we have a really tight timetable. How much longer do I have? Another 7 minutes? Is that right? Katharina? Okay. Astrid, thank you for that. Okay. Number 3, who has done this in the past? This is a client testimonial. So this is Travis Perry. He used the strategies that I'm sharing with you now. This first part about posting that he had was working with the publisher on his new book. He used this method I'll show you about following up with these comments and likes and that you have from this post. And you don't know if you can see this, in the first quarter of working with me in the first 90 days, he made $123,000 in new sales. He has a huge family. His book did pre-launch. He ended up in pre-launch before he wrote his book. He became a best-selling author, and he beat out Jim Collins in Good to Great. The only thing he wrote for his book, guys, for those of you that are thinking that I just told you have to write a book right now, the only thing he wrote to get this book on Amazon and to become a best-selling author and make $123,000 is the cover. Amazon is your business partner. They're $1 billion business partner. And if you don't have products and services there, if you don't have your book there, it's the biggest search engine on the planet for people who buy stuff. And so if you're not there and you don't have your message positioned so that there are products and services where you solve problems and create results and people can search for that and find you, you're just missing out on a huge opportunity to help and serve and find those people who love you because they need what you've got. And this is, we got his book done over the next 6 months. But my point here is you can get an instant positioning in the marketplace as a sought after authority if you use the simple post I just gave you. Okay, let's move on. Travis talks about his other results he got. He had a huge increase in his business by the end of the year. Okay, let's talk about, this is me celebrating. I think The Rock is cool because we share the same haircut. We look almost identical. So this is what I told Travis at the time. My friend JC did this. This is his new book. He made $27,000 in the first month that he launched this book. And this is a pre-launch of this book. And he added the idea of this new book. And I know he looks like he's all finished because he's got a picture of himself here. That's good branding. But so he had the local printer make a cover for him, or maybe he did it at his office and then he had these pictures done. Tony Robbins did it. He told the world about this book before it was coming out. And there was a pre-game to it. I'm going to tell you more about him in a second. Mel Robbins did it with her 5-second rule. Brendan Brashears took my guidance on this. This is him and his family. He went through a blueprint process that I had with him. He then took action. Within 30 days, he made $17,000 a month in recurring monthly income. I first thought about getting a book done in 1985. When I shared with you that I failed to get my first book done for 20 years, that wasn't a lie. And I had run through all of my excuses. My challenge for you is to don't make any more excuses. But go ahead and jump into here. So how does this work step by step? I'm going to go through this quickly, but it's powerfully. Most people think that in order to get a book done, you need to write it, then market it, then monetize it, then it'll help you meet your mission. I'm telling you that that's exactly the opposite of what we recommend, because here's the piece. Your book doesn't make you that much money. Most authors sell less than 250 books in their lifetime, and they'll make less than $500 from book sales. So your book doesn't necessarily equal the income. What I'm challenging you to do is to start with your mission and share it with the world, to figure out a monetization plan. I shared that you should probably have high ticket products and services so people see you in the marketplace as the elite and the best and the authority, that you market the hell out of this message. And I'm challenging you to market today, and then you make your book last. This is the way effective businesses do things. And step number one is that you make the decision to get this done. So some of you are wishy-washy. Some of you know you don't have to do it this second, but here's my piece. I would challenge you that you should take on the decision to get a book done, or at least consider getting a book done, and at least start this marketing process so that you can position your personal brand in the marketplace now with people that know you, like you, trust you, and want to help you, and then you ask them for help. But the most important question for you to answer right now is, if we were having this conversation 3 years from today, looking back at your experience both personally and professionally, what would have to have happened in order for you to feel happy with your progress? This is a big question. I would challenge you to take a screenshot of this now. I know that the slides will be available to you as soon as I send them to the team, so you'll have that as well. But I would challenge you, I'll go back on this 1 second if you need to. Answer this question. Please. Give me 1 more second on here. I know we only have a minute left. Please write this down or grab a screenshot of this. Ask this question to people all the time. One of the last events I went through this, those are people that answered what their answer was. And then we move over to this because I know we have just a few moments. The steps of this process. And by the way, here is a map of how I typically work with a client on getting their book done. They're in promotion before creation. That red circle on there is today potentially for you, that you make a declaration to get your book done. And you align yourself with some of, by the way, this decision is the first part. The declaration is the second part of you posting this. And let me share with you this slide. This is really important because this is based on the best marketing on the planet. The question in this little piece is, who else has done this? We talk about Elon Musk. When I made this post, this was back in May of 2021, said that he sold over 1 million Cybertrucks that nobody is driving right now. I now think, I looked at this morning, over 3 million Cybertrucks have been sold. There's not a Cybertruck on the planet that has been released yet. Apple does this every time they release a phone. There is pre-promotion before it comes out. Please, y'all, promote before you create. This happens with movies. These are the biggest marketing companies in the world, the biggest brands in the world. Promote before your product comes out. So please, think of your personal brand, finding the people you love, asking them questions, finding out what they love, giving them that, being the bridge in between. And then your book will be the cherry on top once you found that voice. Now, let me tell you more stories about how I've done this. I posted online every day for 90 days. It was in 2016 from October 1st to December 31st. It was 91 days in a row where I talked about the forthcoming book or books that my family and I were coming out with. And I had my first $100,000 month in December. Before that, I'd always pulled down almost zero money in December. My wife and I used to take that time off. What we did was we documented our journey of getting the process done. All I did was a Facebook Live every day. That's all. I had products and services to sell as well. And on the little secret here, I suggested that you do. So hold on, who is it that it's Susan. You said that you were willing to post this today. Susan, this is for you. You're going to get comments and likes on your post. The secret is to ask for interviews. Remember, I said in marketing, the goal is to find the voice that connects with your ideal client. Ask to interview them for your future book. I'm not asking you to interview them, that these are transcripts that you're going to all put in your book and you're going to have that be a whole bunch of interviews that you throw in your book. No, I'm asking you to interview them for two things, Susan, because you gave me a thumbs up on this, okay? Interview them for things they love. What do they want that they don't have? Write this down. Your book interview is about what do they want that they don't have. Probe for that, and then what are the challenges and problems and things that are going on for them right now? The fire underneath their butt to get them there. When you know how to describe and move your customer, the people that you love most, it'll change the game for you. They will come to you. Tony Robbins did it for his. This will be the last slide I share here, Katharina, so that you can go ahead and take over because I'm pretty sure I'm out of time.
You have 1 more minute.
Oh my God, I'm doing so good. So
yes.
Who else did this? Tony Robbins did it for his book. In Money Master the Game, look at the back of this. Based on extensive research and one-on-one interviews with more than 50 of the most legendary financial experts in the world, what happened is Tony didn't make a lot of money from this book. He made money because of the relationships and things that he created because of the pre-promotion for it. It took him 3 years to get that book done. It's okay to have this be a work in process and to tell the world it's in 3 years. That's not Elon Musk has been talking about the Cybertruck. Every good brand that you know talks about what's coming. My wife went from $500 in yearly income when she started a new business to $500,000 in 3 years using this strategy. So from 500 to 500K in 3 years, now she does over $1 million a year. There's so many examples of how I've done this with clients and how this works. I think our time is done. I said I'd give you this to you step by step. Grab this screenshot. The step-by-step here is make the decision to get it done. Declare to the world that it's coming. Document and demonstrate this on your social media as you continue and discover what your freaking personal brand is that positions you as the expert so that you find the language that they love, what they love and what they hate, so that when you know how to describe what they want and what they hate and what their challenges are better than they do, you are the authority. And we'll get your book done and we'll help you do that if you want to do it. Let me give you this last piece here. I want to give everybody a gift to the Epic Author Game if you want it. And all you've got to do, the Epic Author Game can walk you through the first steps of getting this done, by the way, if you guys want that help. All you got to do is get my free book that I'll give you as a gift. And if you want to text me if you're in the US, you can do that, or just go there. Might have been on time, might be over time. I'm not sure. Do we have any more time for anything else, or am I done? Yeah.
So thank you so much, Trevor. It was a very impressive keynote, and we were so excited to have you here today. So thank you so much for participating and for joining in this speech. And we're looking forward to exchange more ideas with you on this topic.